So, good afternoon. It is the 15th of September 2024, and we are in the Flint Hills. We left this morning about 9:30. And one of the reasons we're taking like a 4-day trip is that we haven't really explored the Flint Hills. So right over there is a curiosity, and we're going to find out about it. So here we have remnants of a stone fence. And you see there's no mortar in this stone fence. So let me explain why the stone fence is here. The 1867 law abolishing the open range provided payment of 40 cents per rod, 16.5 feet, to landowners to build and maintain a 4.5-foot stone fence. Stone was plentiful, and our pioneers built miles of fences. And the majority of them were Swedes and Germans that did it. So we have some pictures here. Waubonsee County Historical Society and Museum. This is hard to read. So 1968, Alma native Fred Helensky donated funds to form the Waubonsee Historical Society. The museum occupies the former post office building. All right, so we've been driving through this area where all the stone fences are. Look, over there, there's more. And so this is a historical road, and it's also scenic. And we're going to go to Council Grove, Kansas, and there's a campsite there built by the Corps of Engineers. And there's also oil, although I see an oil well over there and it's not pumping. So that's it. I just wanted to, these are unusual to see this stuff. Okay, so I thought you would have to pee, dog. She's been in the car. It is almost 1 o'clock. So let me shut this off and we'll turn it back on when we're at the campground. Good morning. It's 9:30 on a Monday morning, the 16th of September. And this is called the Caw Historical Site. And I'm going to find out what's historical about it. But since we're in the Flint Hills, this thing is totally, all the buildings are totally made with the local stone. Then we even have, we have a dog walking path. Amazing. So this dog's already had a walk, but
yeah, but she sees you.
Okay. So we'll see what we got here.
The Mormon Battalion at Council Grove, Kansas.
Okay, so the Mormon Battalion camped here for 5 days beginning in 27 August 1846. The battalion's more than 500 volunteers and officers had been recruited from the Mormon pioneers at Council Bluffs, Iowa, to fight in the war with Mexico. So I did another video of that from the Mormons Historical Museum in Omaha. And their slant was that they didn't volunteer, that the government told them, you're going to go or else. They had to go fight Pancha Villa. Anyway, so they camped here. That's interesting. So now, okay, I don't know if you can read that. The land was once part of Kaw and Osage homelands. In the early 1800s, the Kaw's domain extended well beyond today's state borders. In 1846, the federal government had forced the Kaw people onto a 20-mile square reservation surrounding Council Grove. About 1,000 people struggling with disease and starvation lived in 3 nearby villages. The Kaw lived here in the Neosho Valley for less than 30 years when, despite an impassioned plea to Congress by Chief Alawaho in 1873, the U.S. government relocated 600 Kaws to Indian Territory in Oklahoma. So, this says, in 1850, workers from the Shawnee Methodist Mission near Kansas City traveled 110 miles on the Santa Fe Trail to build this mission and boarding school for the Kaw Indian boys. Okay, so now we're getting to it. Mission schools were part of an effort to assimilate American Indians into white culture and toward Christianity. However, the government reported that the operational costs were too high and the school and mission closed in 1854. While it was the Kaw Indians who gave the state of Kansas its name, the headquarters for the Kaw Nation is now in Oklahoma. Okay, so I always like maps if they're done correctly. Smoky Hill River, Wakanda Springs. We're going to go see another historical site. Okay, let me get, and it has to do with that chief. Must have been part of their reservation. Anyway, that's what we're going to go see next. Maria's having a problem, the dog getting her. So I didn't think there was going to be much here in Council Grove, but there's some really neat things to see here. So let's get on with it. So we're trying to find Alagawaho. Come here! Come here! Come here! Leave the guys alone. So let me, Google Maps sent me down this gravel road. About 2 miles from here, it's called 4 Mile Road. And it got me all turned around. Then it took me back to the same place. Well, eventually we got to this place. This is Alagawaho. And there's nothing, there's no historical sign. But I did mention back in Council Grove, I read that historical marker, and I think this is probably the home of the chief. His name was Alagawaho. Now, there are 2 workers building a form for, looks like they're going to put a sign up. So, but I can't believe they don't have something here. So let's go around. This is crazy. No sign at all. So at least they're not letting it fall down, but why would you put this as a historical state marker and there's no information about it? Ah, well. There's some other stuff to see. That we can go to. And so there's more to the story with the stone house. And I think there's more memorial to the Kaw Nation. And then there's that house over there, I'm sure that's like an information center. So I can find out more up there. But let's see what's on this stone. This is like a standing stone, like they have in Europe. Well, I walked all the way around it. And there's where the sign used to be. So I think that's granite, pink granite. We're going to walk up there. Eventually we're going to get this solved. It's really flat here. You wouldn't know you're in the Flint Hills. But there's big pieces of stone everywhere. No. Okay, so we're going to go up there. She's all excited. This is all new. Okay, let's go down this path. There's a stone.
There's another one on that other stone.
And it says a fastener checkout. Fast checkout. And it's a fastener. But I think this is a light here. Let me look. No, it's not a light. It's a electrical junction box. And here's a thing that says electric. So they've ran electric out here for something. And there's another one up there. So you see these stones is what I was talking about. And they're all over this area. They just plop a big old stone down.
Up there.
Oh!
What is that?
That's another memorial to the Kaw Indian Nation. This probably was their reservation, is what I'm thinking.
I think maybe it's still owned by the Indians.
So, no, so that house doesn't have any walls, so that's a pavilion.
So
But there is a building up there anyway. I'm trying to get to the bottom.
Bathroom.
Also, we got to the pavilion. There's nothing in there. And there seems to be construction everywhere. So we're going to turn around and get back in the car and see if we can get up to the monument. Let me get turned around here. That's on top of that hill up there. There has to be a road up there, so we still don't know nothing about this area other than I'm pretty sure it's the Kaw Indian Nation Memorial. We got in the truck and we drove down this little road and it stops right here. I think I'm going to have to turn around. So here's the information sign, and there's another one right there. So there is Indian names, Katsa, Wasabi, Wanae, Kikian, Minty. So I can't even say all this stuff. And see, the road goes over there, but I don't think that I should be driving on it. So I'm going to back on out of here. And this is incredible. I've never had this happen before. I was correct that these monuments are to the Kaw Nation. And Shokhibi. Anyway, the old Indian Nation Information Center was down there, and they're doing construction everywhere. So my thinking is those signs were faded and wore out, and they took them off, and they're going to put all new stuff in. So